The villagers gathered around the central fire pit as twilight painted the sky in hues of gold and purple. Their faces glowed with anticipation, for tonight, the revered elder, Otieno, would share one final tale. At 90 years old, Otieno's wisdom had shaped generations, and this farewell story promised to hold profound lessons. Children sat cross-legged at the front, their eyes wide with wonder. Adults whispered in hushed tones, recounting the elder's most memorable stories. They all leaned in as Otieno raised his hand, signaling for silence. "My dear friends," Otieno began, his voice soft yet resonant. "Tonight, I will tell you about a young boy named Taino who sought the meaning of life itself." The villagers exchanged curious glances as the elder continued. "Taino lived long ago, but his journey holds lessons for us all." Otieno paused, his wrinkled hands clasping his walking stick. The fire crackled, punctuating his words. "This story is not just his, it is ours. Let me begin. Taino was a shepherd boy, spending days in the hills watching over his flock. Though his life was peaceful, his heart was restless. He often gazed at the distant mountains, wondering what lay beyond. One day, he confided in his grandmother, who told him, "Beyond the mountains lies the answer you seek, but the journey is not easy. You must listen, learn, and grow." Determined, Taino set out at dawn, carrying only a small bag of provisions. His first encounter was with an old traveler resting by the road. The traveler gave him bread and said, "The road is long, but remember, kindness is a bridge to every heart." Taino pondered the traveler's words as he continued. He realized that the bread was more than a gift. It was a reminder that even strangers could teach important lessons. Days later, Taino reached a fork in the road. A sign pointed to a shortcut, but a farmer warned, "That path is treacherous. Take the longer route. It is safer." Impatient, Taino chose the shortcut. The path was indeed dangerous, with slippery slopes and thorny bushes. He barely escaped falling into a ravine. Exhausted, he vowed to heed wise counsel in the future. In a quiet valley, Taino met a hermit meditating under a tree. "Why do you seek the meaning of life?" the hermit asked. Taino replied, "Because my heart is restless, and I need answers." The hermit smiled. "Answers are not found, they are lived. Your journey itself holds meaning." Taino left with more questions than answers but felt a strange calmness in his heart. Taino arrived at a village where people laughed and sang despite their modest lives. He asked the elder, "Why are your people so joyful?" The elder replied, "Gratitude. We do not have much, but we treasure what we have." Taino stayed for a week, learning to find joy in the simple things. One night, Taino encountered a thief trying to steal his bag. Instead of fighting, Taino offered the thief food and a blanket. Shocked by this kindness, the thief confessed, "I steal because I am desperate." Taino helped the thief find work in the village. This act of compassion taught Taino the power of forgiveness and second chances. At the base of the mountains, Taino met a king living alone in a grand palace. "Why are you alone?" Taino asked. The king admitted, "I valued power over people and now have no one to share my wealth with." Taino realized that love and connection were far more valuable than riches. Taino began his ascent, facing biting winds and icy paths. Exhausted, he questioned why he had started this journey. A bird nesting in a cliff reminded him that even amidst challenges, life thrived. Taino pressed on, inspired by nature's resilience. At the mountain's peak, Taino found a hidden sage. The sage listened to his story and said, "The meaning of life is not hidden in the mountains or valleys. It is discovered in how you live each moment." Though unsatisfied, Taino thanked the sage and began his descent. He realized that every experience had taught him something valuable. Years later, a wiser Taino returned to his village. His family and friends barely recognized him, but his eyes sparkled with wisdom. He shared his journey's lessons: kindness, gratitude, forgiveness, resilience, and living meaningfully. The restless boy had grown into a man who understood life's beauty. Otieno paused his tale, his voice thick with emotion. "Taino's story mirrors my own," he admitted. "In seeking life's meaning, I discovered it lies in how we touch others' lives." The villagers sat in stunned silence, realizing the elder's words applied to them, too. As the fire dimmed, Otieno gave each villager a small, carved token. "These represent the lessons I've shared over the years," he said. Keep them close and live by them. Tears filled the villagers' eyes as they thanked him. Otieno smiled, content that his final story would resonate for generations. Otieno retreated to his hut, knowing his time was near. The villagers lit lanterns in his honor, their hearts full of gratitude. Though Otieno passed that night, his wisdom lived on in their deeds and words, a testament to the lasting power of stories. The meaning of life is not found in grand revelations but in the small, meaningful moments we create by living with kindness, gratitude, and purpose. Each act of love and compassion leaves a legacy far greater than words.